But men
There,
don't like to be challenged, so why is that our responsibility to challenge y'all? Y'all like for men to challenge y'all. Y'all like men.
I beg your pardon?
Mm.
Welcome back to the channel. ThonLexy here with another reaction. Shouts out to Anton Daniels. He keeps having these amazing panels and he keeps exposing another woman. He keeps exposing another modern woman who has delusional belief systems. In particular, black women having poor belief systems about black men. Of course, the whole sign language deal, women shaming men instead of trying to have an intellectual discussion. And I think we see this more with women than we see men when having these conversations about dating and relationships. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's not waste 1 minute.
And that's him again right there, and she's gazing into his eyes. All right. I'm sorry, I went to Instagram. I didn't mean to do that. But anyways, they was feeling each other. They was kissing on each other. They was kissing in the mouth. They was doing all of that. And if you went through any of the comments, to be honest with you, a lot of the women was saying, yes, queen, and they was doing all of that stuff, all of the yes, queen.
Blatant hypocrisy.
Better than having to go 50-50. They was giving all of those type of comments. So, Carrie, I'm going to start with Rico. I'm going to start with Rico and get her take on this whole situation. Carrie, what do you think about Summer Walker pulling up with her snow hair?
No hair.
listen, I say yes, queen. Go ahead, get your thing. Like if she, okay, so here's the thing. I don't, at this point, with some of the people who are entertainers, it's hard to know if their decisions are genuine decisions or if it's to get attention.
Let's assume that it's genuine. Let's assume that it's genuine.
So we're assuming it's genuine, which is arguable. But if we're assuming it's genuine, then
anything can be arguable.
I mean, compared to who she's been choosing, it's either the guy from BMF or it's this older guy. So which one? At least he looks like he can take care of her.
Oh, here we go again. Damn.
Look, she said in one of her posts, she said, when she said when she gets to a point where she doesn't want to work anymore, her actions will show it. Like, she won't say anything. And so I think her goal is less about love at this point and more about finding somebody who can take care of her children, keep up her lifestyle, and she doesn't have to go and perform and do shows if she doesn't want to.
You're such a hypocrite.
Because it should have never actually been just about love. And this is that stimulation over substance argument that I always try to bring to the conversation. Are women in their young years, when they're in their prime, they put their feelings in the forefront. And then when they end up being blown out and they got a bunch of baby daddies, then they want to put substance in the forefront in the place of the stimulation that they only cared about when they were in their prime.
No, he's got a point.
If that is her goal, then a guy like him is probably more likely to get her there than a guy like the BMF guy. So that's my take.
And I think her referencing the BMF guy, the only correlation I can make is that that's a black man. I wonder why when black men deal with white women, we don't get any support from black women. But when black women deal with white men, there are all these excuses and all these variables to why they're doing it for a noble reason. And they are escaping men who can't step up.
We gonna go with a guy, Kwee. That's what your name is on the screen. I'm going by Kwee. I'm just calling you whatever your name is on the screen.
I feel like most women settle for insipid relationships, and they engage.
Hold on. What does insipid mean?
That doesn't matter. You can Google it, and they engage
It does matter.
They engage in name
Listen, most of
sexual
us don't graduate high school. We're not in Oklahoma.
whatever. They engage in inane sexual experiences, and within the current zeitgeist, it's perilous and unfulfilling.
They
Google
don't
that
read
shit.
over here. They don't read. They don't read though to
And
Google.
that's why I'm single, because I'm looking for something deeper than all that. And also, most women don't understand what I just said, and they wouldn't be able to have a conversation with me in real life.
I must be looking up the wrong word, because insipid, INCIPIT.
What did you say?
Nope.
What did you say,
Did
Quentin?
you mean incipient?
Nope.
What are we doing right now?
So it's not.
We don't listen to y'all. Is that what you said?
There's no T. There's no T, ma'am.
What is you?
Long story short, what did you say?
Can you school these women?
Why can't you just repeat the word so I can look it up? You didn't say insipid.
Say it.
Okay, you're asking me what?
No.
Say it to Enrique, and it'll spell it for you perfect.
No.
I promise.
What's the prefix? What's the suffix?
INSIPID.
Oh,
look!
okay.
Oh, look at that! The man got it.
What is that?
It ain't good.
So let me read it, babe.
This is so crazy. Wow.
Okay, so lacking vigor or interest, lacking flavor, lacking in qualities that interest, stimulate, or challenge. Okay. All right. Listen, I ain't afraid to admit when I don't know what a word means.
But men don't like to be challenged. So why is that our responsibility to challenge y'all? Y'all like for men to challenge y'all. Y'all like men.
I beg your pardon?
Is that a woosah?
Look how Anton is just sitting there. He's just not even saying anything. Anton's getting older, and I can tell the older that you become as a man, you lose the tolerance for arguing back and forth with our women who are very, 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 very far from reason. You learn to just, when women are speaking and they're speaking from a juvenile place, especially women who share your reflection or you come from the same ethnic background, it's better to just be quiet and just let her sit with her quick logic.
Mess up. Checkmate.
No.
We can't challenge y'all. Men can challenge y'all. So
I just think women, the amount of
She said, "Oh, that's a checkmate." She was like, "Oh, nobody's triggered, so that's checkmate." It's just they're not dignifying what you had to say with a response because what you had to say was stupid. So they did the most masculine thing they could do. They didn't argue with someone lesser than them. They just remained quiet. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
that has been in their vaginas, they're
Whoa.
empty on the inside, and it shows it how they navigate through
How'd we
relationships.
get here?
So stop teaching your sons to run through as many of them.
I don't think anyone teaches their son that.
But
Yeah, nobody teaches their son that at all. And women decide if bumping and grinding is gonna happen or not. That means our little boys would get nothing if your little girls were in check. They weren't little boppers and they weren't popping their little hot pockets, our little boys wouldn't succeed, would they? Let's get back into it.
the narrative on social media is get 50 plus bodies.
But you know what? I actually
then you can be an experienced man.
I can't argue with Quentin. If the woman wasn't empty on the inside, she wouldn't be letting all them people in trying to fill her up in the first place.
How do you know? Okay, so how does a woman know she's empty?
By her behavior. She knows whether or not she's empty. She's in denial if she says that she's not, but she's sleeping with all these men. Any woman who's fulfilled and not empty is not going to be a part of hookup culture. That's just a fact.
We have a reasonable woman debating an absolute delusional person. So I have to add something to this because she's absolutely right in a sense of that a woman who has 50 bodies, her value is decreasing with each body. That's why even if the woman isn't aware of the fact that she's broken or has some psychological hangups, that doesn't mean that it's far from the truth. Just because she's far from the understanding of it, like just because she's not aware of the fact that she's messed up out here, that doesn't mean that with every body that she gets, her value goes backwards and guys want to deal with her less and are more likely to make a long-term decision on her. is what the lady is trying to say to the absolutely delusional, crazy ass broad. Let's get back into it.
How does a woman know or learn whether she's empty? Does she learn that through a man, through her mom, through
Her mama,
life?
and her daddy.
If society is telling you that this is not what you should be doing, the likelihood is they're telling you that you should not be doing this because this is not a woman of virtue. This is not what a woman of virtue does. This is not how she behaves. This is not how she acts. If you need to get around some older women, and I'm talking like the older women in the church, do that. Because all your aunties about your age, your grandmother might be your age. Go find somebody who's older than you, who knows the game, who knows what it is, who can speak some life into you without tearing you down.
But that's not who society is teaching men to be with, though. They teaching men to be with whoever gonna give it to them easy. You
Right.
take her on a date, you buy her some lunch, she should open her legs.
You are correct. And in society.
So what do you tell the girl who? Okay,
But
we're
here's the
teaching
thing.
men
Society
do
can
not spend no money on her. She's not gonna do nothing for you. She's not gonna offer her legs. We're
but
teaching girls
society
keep
can
your legs
tell men
closed.
whatever they want to tell them. I
What is she
personally, just using
talking
myself
about?
as an example, will not be opening my leg for some crab legs. Like, I'm just not going to do that.
But you got some women. Okay, so what do you tell that foster girl, that girl who grew up in foster care, no mom, no dad? What do you tell her?
Kim has a foster kid or a little big
No,
sister.
I'm not
so
talking
Kim-
about Kimberly. No, you don't bring her into it,
No,
please.
but
Well,
he's
she has a
only-
personal experience that
Okay,
she can
I was
answer your
raised by
question.
somebody who grew up in 40 foster homes by the time they were 18. So don't talk to me about foster care.
It's clear you just
What do
like
you
arguing
do
with
when you
yourself.
have grown up in 40 foster homes by the time
You
you're
argue
18?
with yourself when no one can even hear what you were saying.
She keeps saying stuff like, she's like, well, what about the girl who grew up in foster care? Did she get to have 50 bodies and still come back to righteousness? Absolutely not. That doesn't mean that we don't feel for her. It just means that 50 bodies is 50 bodies. And guys care about where their woman has been before they make a long-term decision on them.
This is really just
Okay,
losing
well,
right now.
but you're I said let's not bring it to that. Let's not make it personal. But you want to make it personal. So what do you tell the person who was brought up
I say call
in
Molly from
40
YouTube.
foster homes before they
Call
were
Molly from
18?
YouTube.
What do you say
I
to
say call
them?
Molly from YouTube because
No, don't call me though. Because I was raised by that type of person. So what do you tell the person who was raised by somebody who grew up in 40 foster homes before they were 18?
We tell her also to preserve as much value as she possibly can before she meets her husband. I don't know why you think that because if a woman goes through something serious in her life, that all of a sudden she gets a pass for being more promiscuous or loose than the next woman.
The thing is,
Okay.
those women might make mistakes.
But
right?
it was not a woman. What do you tell somebody who grew up with a father who was in 40 foster homes before he was 18?
Those girls.
Y'all have to, this is what I'm saying. We have to start like being a little bit more realistic about society. Not everything is cut and dry. Not everything is.
Wait a second. You took a one-off scenario, an orphan child, which isn't typical. That's kind of why orphans get a justifiable reason to complain. Like right now, what you're doing is you're stealing away what gives them their juice to be able to be mad about being an orphan. Let's just get back into the clip.
One way. I know it would be ideal, but what do you tell those people?
You allow those girls to make mistakes, but you don't.
Men, what do you tell those men? What do you tell the girls who had a father in 40 different foster homes before he was 18? How do you
What the hell is
so
What does this have to do with anything? I'm still trying to figure it out. There's something that I'm missing, but I'm trying to figure out why in the world we're even talking about this and why she keeps talking about people being in foster homes. But I think what it is it's all a way to just avoid accountability. Black women do a great job of winning the oppression Olympics and being like, look at everything that we've gone through. Look at everything that Black people have gone through. See, there's a whole deeper aspect to all of this That's why we don't behave the way we're supposed to. You don't know everybody, so stop judging, podcast guy. And it's like, no, we are. Some of us podcast guys have had plenty of experiences with black women, and we're talking about the women that we raised, and that's why we know what we're talking about. Let's get back into it.
Women to have a sugar daddy, not have a sugar daddy. We got to stop being so idealistic because a lot of us have
Idealistic.
people who are in foster care. Y'all be talking about women, but we not talking about the women who were because they had no parents. They were foster. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like we got to start bringing a little bit more nuance.
What in the
What?
world?
It's
Now we're talking about women who were violated in a different way for another completely random reason.
with Summer Walker. Is she wrong?
I'm
She
not
got a
saying
sugar
she's wrong
daddy.
at all. She got like 17 kids. So if she found somebody who can't give her a kid, congratulations.
Okay.
What in the world makes you think like he can't give her a kid? You do realize men don't have a biological clock, right? Maybe not.
What's up, Slimmy? I'm just asking.
I don't got nothing to do with that shit.
No, I'm not saying you have anything to do with it,
I
but
don't
like
have
if we're
nothing.
gonna have the
I don't
conversation.
have nothing to do with none of that shit you was talking about. I
Oh,
want
okay.
to listen. Women gonna stay on code. It's time to hold Summer
No,
Walker
it's not
accountable.
about women staying on
It's
code.
time to
Okay,
hold,
so
ma'am,
what if you are a woman who was raised by a man
you had your time to
who grew
speak,
up in 40 different foster
ma'am,
homes?
Now we're talking
What do we
about
ma'am,
foster
do?
homes again.
ma'am.
Because
You
y'all
had
have
your,
like a one size fits
ma'am,
all for every single
ma'am,
situation.
ma'am,
What do we
ma'am,
do?
ma'am. It's not your time to speak anymore.
Okay, so what you got to say, Slimmy? What do we
So
say to the Summer
we need
Walkers?
you to go on mute. We need you to go on
I don't
mute.
have to go
I
on
mean,
mute to listen to you.
you want me to teach
So
you how to deal with Molly?
Molly. So what are you
Slimmy,
trying to
want me to
prove?
teach
What?
you how to
No, I got it. What are you trying
I
to
don't
prove
know,
here, Molly?
Slimmy, because no,
What,
no.
Molly? What are you trying to prove here?
Yeah.
What's your
Slimmy,
argument?
let me
Can
help
you
you.
exercise some impulse control, please?
No, that's
Don't
not how.
say impulse control, sir.
Well,
Slimmy.
you seem to just want to
The
talk.
best way to deal
You
with
had
Molly
your
is don't
time.
talk so she can't
No,
cut
that's
you
not
off.
true. Let me tell you.
Yes, it
All you
is.
gotta
Because
do-
she
Like,
cut
don't
Kim
say
off
impulse
50,000
control.
times.
Substantiate
Kim
your
hasn't been able to
argument.
get nothing out tonight.
You
Every
just
time
gotta,
Kim go like this, Molly start fucking
Kimberly is
talking.
a grown woman, though, so if she has
And you
anything
still
to
cut her
say,
off.
I'm
You
sure
cut
she
off
can speak to.
everybody.
Okay, so
Why
let
are you
Kimberly
ranting
talk.
so
Non-stop.
much? What is going on that
Non-stop.
you feel?
Because you
Right,
ain't
non-stop.
talking.
It's
You ain't
crazy.
talking. You leaving
I
that
didn't
to
get a
Anton
chance
and
to, ma'am.
Quentin.
Why do you
So
continue to derail the conversation?
you have nothing else to say unless you're arguing with a woman, Slimmy.
I
Ask you about
wasn't
anything
trying.
else.
I hate that a lot of times when black men are arguing with black women, we get disrespected. He's just sitting there minding his own business. This is proof that even when black men aren't having a RP conversation with women, that there is this group of juvenile women who never planned on having this conversation fairly.
Molly, I wasn't trying to say anything to you at
Y'all
all.
conversation be
That's the
dry.
point.
Substantiate your argument.
She's baiting him in a conversation. Now she's insulting him because he doesn't want to talk to her. This burns me up because women live in a society all day long where they feel like if they don't want to talk to somebody, that should be their right. Or if they don't want to smile, that should be their right. It just seems like men were stripped of the most simple rights when dealing with these broads in these conversations. She's like, oh, you're not talking. And when he says, I didn't care to speak on what you were talking about, maybe it has something to do with the fact that you shamed their sexuality just because they don't agree with you. After you insulted them, were they supposed to have continued the conversation in a respectful manner, even though you could not?
Gotcha. So what you have to do is at some point you have to mute
What do you
yourself
say?
because
What's wrong with Summer Walker?
I'm
Slimmy,
not
so what's
trying to
wrong with
go
Summer
back and
Walker?
forth with you. I just want
She
to
went
have
from
my
being a
turn to
sugar
speak.
mama,
You've
a sugar
spoken
baby.
enough. Why do you feel the need to cut everybody off? At some point, when are you going to correct your actions?
Sir, I don't care about cutting y'all off. Y'all don't pay my bills.
It's
Cut them
clear.
off.
We're not.
I'm fine. I'm a strong black woman. I can't be anything but fine.
We're
Cut
not
those
here to
off.
pay anyone's.
I don't care about cutting them off. They don't pay my bills. I need you to understand something. That little statement right there very well encapsulates the way a lot of black women feel about their men. They want us around, they want to date us, they want us to get on one knee and marry them, but they don't look at us as something to respect. If we're not willing to come in and extinguish all of their problems, they aren't willing to even build with a lot of us. This is how black women are when they're receiving advice from anyone, even elders who are trying to tell them the right thing. They'll say, oh, well, you don't pay my bills, so you can't tell me what to do. As if people who pay their bills magically stop needing advice.
Have a
Cut
conversation.
these bills off, Slimmy. In the meantime, why
Are
Summer
you a
Walker
paid
and her
actress?
no.
Facts.
Am I?
Are you a
Yes,
paid
Y'all
you
tell
actress
are.
right
me.
now?
Y'all tell
Yeah.
me. Am I? Does Anton pay me to talk to y'all like this, or is this all
Facts.
me?
100% he does.
Really, Quentin?
Yes,
Really?
100%.
I just think you
Cause,
need to
No,
have
cause
some
you be
no,
empathy.
cutting,
no. Let me run some interference.
cause you even cut Kim off, and Kim ain't never
Hold
did
on,
nothing to
hold on.
nobody.
Hold on.
Oh, so yeah.
Hold on, y'all.
Okay,
Hold on, y'all. Hold
Quentin.
on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
I'll be
We
up here for free. How many of y'all can say that?
let me balance this out. Let me balance this out.
Mm.
Baby girl Molly, let me hear Slimmy. Let me see what he got to say, bro.
Oh, hell no. Hell motherfucking no.
Slimmy,
Let me talk.
go ahead, Slim.
Don't
Yeah,
do
so
it.
the thing is, women gonna stay on code. This is what I was gonna say, man. Like, the problem is, we were clearly at a point where we could hold Summer Walker accountable for this egregious act, which, if it was a man doing this, it would be considered egregious. We all agree on that because we already was just
Why
talking
it always
about
gotta be
this.
man versus woman? Speak on
Hold
Summer
on,
Walker.
Molly. Hold on, Molly. Let me hear what he got to say. Go ahead, Slim.
This is despicable, man.
Go ahead, Slim. Just focus.
So if it was a man, we would already be saying this is 1,000% trash. We would be degrading them, talking about them all crazy. Now, I seen that once it was time to really talk about Summer Walker, this conversation just goes all the way to something else. And we no longer talking about Summer Walker. Why is that? Because women don't want to hold women accountable. They just don't. This is wrong. This is flat out wrong. And we're making excuses. Oh, if she could find somebody to take care of her and them kids.
He's not lying. That's why we're talking about orphans and talking about men who've been in foster homes, things that don't have anything to do with this Summer Walker topic that they had going. Let's get back into it.
It's cool. Why? How is this cool? This shit looks bad, man.
Molly,
It looks bad at all this. Yeah, Queen. Come on, man. Come on, man. This shit is wrong, dead ass wrong. But this is the problem with society. Women are able to be hypergamous, and men, we were just talking about if men just used women strictly for sex, that would be problematic. But why shouldn't they if they're going to do stuff like this? Why should you look at this woman as a respectable human being if she's going to do something that looks very awkward just for money? Just for that. Because that's all this is about.
And I think a lot of times people underestimate how much the man is already aware of the fact that the woman isn't in love with him. Because a lot of men who are, what some would say, tricking, or a lot of men who pay to play, these guys already know that the women aren't enamored with them. These aren't dumb men. A lot of times men don't have a hard time existing in practicality and in logic. That's what women struggle with. Even though I agree with the guy, I think a lot of times some men who have never experienced the lifestyle don't understand this, and some women who have never been given the lifestyle don't understand this. They think that the guy is like mindless and that he's in the dark about the fact that she doesn't find him attractive. I'm pretty sure when he takes his clothes off and looks at himself in the mirror, he knows that these young women aren't in love with him.
In no way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't understand.
What about people that defend? I think Molly just got a phone call. What do you think about people that just got that be in age gap relationships?
What do you mean?
People that are in age gap relationships. Like, is it can you still hold women accountable when we justify age gap relationships?
Well, we're not just talking about that. The fact that it's just an age gap. It's this dude is over the hill. This dude is over the hill.
There's a difference between like dating older and then laying next to someone's deathbed and being like, hey, you want to go out and like, I always have my eye on you. It's like, and I don't know, it's just something about you laying here, getting ready to not be here with us anymore. That's just making me see so much value in you all of a sudden. Not the $1 million you have in the bank, I swear. It's you, the sight of you withering away.
You lying ass bitch.
I had a conversation with a bunch of, I looked at,
This isn't a normal age gap.
I had a conversation with people on my platform on the Millionaire Morning Show. And the guy was justifying to me why it was cool for him to have a 12-year age.
This dude is over the hill. This dude is over the hill. He's in his 70s, right?
I had a conversation with a bunch I looked at.
This isn't a normal age gap.
I had a conversation with people on my platform on the Millionaire Morning Show. And the guy was justifying to me why it was cool for him to have a 12-year age gap with a girl that was 19 years old, right? He was in his 30s, whatever that was. And when I dropped the video or I dropped the clip, a lot of people were saying, well, as long as they legal, as long as she legal, as long as she legal, then it should be okay. And that shouldn't be anything that you have to say about it or whatever, so on and so forth. So what I'm asking is, do you hold women accountable for an age gap relationship regardless because it's a woman, or are you holding them accountable because of the age gap itself?
I'm holding it accountable because that man's over the hill. Obviously, it's like a 40-year age gap, which is extremely odd. And they don't even come from the same place. There's no way that they're relatable. Also,
the relatability has nothing to do with this, because I don't believe people stay married for relatability. I believe people stay together for more practical reasons. So I'm not with him on the whole relatability thing.
you got to figure that she's with him just for the money. It's more than just the age gap.
Well, if you understand that women have a hypergamous mind, you understand that most women are there for the money. Again, I don't even think you want your hypothetical daughter to date a man who can't provide for her, who won't. Imagine if your daughter got involved with a man who never intended on providing for her, but she absolutely adored every cell in his body.
You don't have no idea. Get your ass up against that wall. What the fuck is your problem?
But he never intended on actually becoming a producer of any kind, but she loved him and he treated her well. If you are not okay with that, then that means you have a hypergamous way of looking at it also, in a sense, even though you're not a woman. You know what I mean.
A lot of things that just don't look right about this.
So I'm saying, what do you hold women accountable? What are we holding women accountable for?
I just told you.
Because he's over the hill?
Because, for one, I just said it. It looks like this is about money. It's a 40-year age gap. They aren't relatable. They come from totally different cultures.
Of course, I don't agree with the fact that they come from two different cultures. People from two different cultures can have a good relationship. But where I'm with him is that I think a lot of women, have you ever seen women on Kendra G's show or on these dating shows? They'll crack that little silly joke where they're like, oh, I'll date somebody who's 88. We don't even have to sleep together.
You play too much.
You probably shouldn't admit that you'll do something like that, because if you don't care how he looks, you don't care if he's even getting ready to pass away. By process of elimination, the only thing left is that you're only there for his money.
Oh, bitch, you blocked.
Women will do and use their vaginas.
Exactly.
Oh, wait. So hold on. Do y'all disagree with guys dating younger women?
Not just younger in general, no.
So you don't disagree with it?
Like this age, like there's like a fine, like maybe like 6, 7, yes, but then once you get to 10s and 14s, and because y'all know me, like I've dated older women, and besides having sex, like nigga, we didn't really have much to talk about to watch some TV and have some sex.
So y'all holding her accountable for talking to a man that y'all saying is over the hill? I'm trying to find the middle road.
Well,
because I see guys all the time saying that age gap relationships are cool.
Well, a dude could never be in a 40-year age gap with a woman and not be seen as weird.
Hold on. I see guys that justify it and say that an age gap.
Well, it doesn't really matter what he's seen as, or what people see him as. What matters is what is he okay with? What is he willing to accept? Because that's more of the basis of the conversation.
It's cool as long as she's legal.
That's weird.
That if she is 18, 19, she don't even have to be able to buy liquor. I can pull up the comments right now on my channel.
Well, that's just dude that want to fuck on something young.
Wait a second. To say dudes want to sleep with somebody young is like saying women just want to deal with guys who got money. That's most women, right? So again, go ahead and throw in that men like oxygen. Now we like water, and that we like food also, because it's just another obvious.
If it's cool on one side, how come it's not cool on the other side as long as she legal?
Well, I think with such,
I don't have anything to do with that. I didn't make that argument.
I think when the age gap is such as this, both parties are getting out of the relationship what they want. He's getting some young badge, and she's getting some money. So,
Interesting.
And I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with that exchange. On a more serious tip, I think that older guys, they catch a lot of flack for just wanting to live like everybody else. Have you guys ever seen this phenomenon where a woman gets serious with an older guy and then he ends up getting involved with a little bit of infidelity, or he cheats, and they go, I can't believe these old guys are out here cheating too. It's like, yeah, bitch, like, what do you mean? Like, of course I'll cheat on you. Like, you think because I'm old I won't cheat on you? Are you crazy? This aspect of women that believe that men grow old and then all of a sudden we're not the same men that we used to be. We're just older. And if anything, some of us get more arrogant because we didn't even start becoming attractive to women until we got older, because the path of a man and a woman is very different in that aspect, to where you guys age out and we age in. We get older and get more attractive to women.
These are absolutely hypocritical, because they'll run through holes through their whole 20s, 30s, even 40s. When they turn 50, they get a chick that's 20 and they defend that shit like with everything that's in them.
Hold on, wait a second. Because again, the path of a man and a woman is completely different. When a man sleeps with a woman, he's conquering a woman's body. When a woman gives her body away, she's being conquered by a man.
Nasty. You's a nasty woman.
Also, when a woman sleeps with a man leaves what's called a psychological imprint, an emotional imprint that's left on the woman probably for the rest of her life, where with guys, it's not the same. Where we sleep with women, there is no residual emotional, psychological damage, probably due to the fact that no value is lost in it from a social aspect and from a societal aspect. So again, I agree with you that men, we get older and then we will deal with women and will lower our morals if we're single, but we only do it under the understanding that the woman doesn't even really value us the way that she would have valued us if we were pretty. We don't do it from a delusional place, is what I'm saying.
And then when a chick get with a dude that's older, we say that we need to hold her accountable for it. I don't understand how we can do that on both sides.
Okay, I agree with you, but I agree with Slimmy to where the larger the age gap, don't hold the woman accountable. I think it brings her into question. Because again, if a woman is dating a guy who's 80 years old and she's even 40 years old, you can bring her into question for maybe wanting to secure the guy's resources after he passes away. That's why when this happens in real life, the family usually swarms in and usually gangs up on the woman, because they know that her motives probably aren't good considering where her father's age is.
Now, I'm the type of person that think that people need to date people their age. Like, I've been consistent with that across the board. I that's my own personal thing. I don't mean that it's illegal or anything like that. I've always stood on the fact that people need to date people that's their age.
I would like to know what you base this off of. And I'm somebody who's in a relationship right now with somebody who's my age. It's had longevity. It's going well. Maybe in some way, our conversation could be healthier. We could have more stimulating conversation, But then there's this other undeniable fact that I can't ignore, that I don't always care to have conversations with her. I'm not here to have stimulating conversations with my woman. In fact, I'm a walking stimulating conversation. I don't need my woman to like match my intellect necessarily. I'm intellectual all by myself. But I'm not saying that other men shouldn't want their woman to be intellectual. I'm just saying that I think most men are more practical in their way of picking a woman, and they're not sitting around wanting to discuss dissertation, business, law, politics, and complex topics with the woman who they sleep with.
Necessarily rock with none of this shit that we got going on over here. However, if I'm just going based off of what I see the majority of people saying, let me pull up my video. Let me just pull it up because people.
What a problem with it is that, like I said, dudes are looked at as weird when it's like this, but when the women want to justify it, they will.
Things. Sometimes they even lie about what's happening in the dating market to try to throw women off.
They will. Just like in all the comments, they saying, yeah, queen, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Dudes can't do that shit. That shit ain't looked at as normal.
Joy Taylor said it best. When I roll up with a dude that's 30 plus years older than me, don't ask no question. I'm doing this for us.
These hoes ain't loyal. You think that Joy Taylor would say that in a community where she didn't already have a lot of women already validating the same ideas, maybe in nail salons, private conversations, whatever means? Do you think Joy Taylor would say that? And then she says, I'm doing it for us, which means she didn't even really want to do it for herself, which means she didn't even value the man. She's there solely for his resources, which I guess it's hypergamous, but depending on if you're just solely there for the resources and you never intend on putting out or treating him well, now it becomes immoral. Just like this woman that we're talking about right now in Summer Walker. I'm not going to say that I assume to know what Summer Walker's motives are, but I'm going to say that Slimmy's not wrong for raising questions. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Hope you guys got something out of the content. Hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single time we post content just like this. I'll see you guys on the next one.